Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mrs. Rajavi, friends, people of liberty. When I woke this morning, I thought of the people of Camp Liberty and their struggles. I'm thinking about it now. I will think about them tonight. And I pledge myself, as you pledge yourselves, to think with them, to stand with them, every day until they are honored in Tehran with a new, free, democratic republic. I heard it said that the people of liberty are imprisoned. And indeed, they are surrounded by a wall. I've heard it said that they are victims. And indeed, they suffer their wounds without medical care, sometimes without food. Their property has been stolen. They are fired upon. But 75 million Iranians awoke today in Iran. They could not speak freely. They could not choose their government. They could not pray to their God as they chose. They are enslaved by a tyrannical regime. 3,000 Iranians awoke this morning. They spoke freely. They worshiped as they saw fit. They breathed free while surrounded by prison walls. Who, my friends, are the slaves? Those held in captivity by the mullahs, or the 3,000 people of liberty surrounded by walls, but living with the dignity of a resistance to the mullahs? People of liberty, we honor you and your struggles. I came to address all of you, but forgive me if my attention is to those young people who are with us here today. There is much said about the advantages of aging. I'm here to give you an eternal truth. There are none. But perhaps a perspective on history, on the passage of time. You see, that which looks obvious in 10 or 20 years, a generation forward, it's time to speak the truth about Iran. It is time for your generation to understand that which will be obvious to you in oh so few years. This is not a dispute among a few middle-aged diplomats. This isn't simply about borders or some fine point of constitution or law. This is a struggle for the 21st century. You are the proud heirs of a rich culture. For thousands of years, the Iranian people added culture and arts and science and governance to the world. You did not follow the world with your culture, you helped to lead it. And it has been stolen from you. The mullahs hijacked your faith, a loving and kind faith, as they stole your country and its culture, its people, and its contributions. You did not choose this responsibility, but it is yours. Iran must be freed, and free to join the world again and make its historic contribution. This is your mission. There are many things that I love about my country, and in America, the words compromise settlement, negotiation are all positive phrases. Every American child who has a dispute in the schoolyard says to his friend, let's split the difference. It works in the schoolyard. It works in an American courtroom. It works in American life. But sometimes in life you confront something so evil, so fundamentally wrong, that you cannot negotiate with it, you cannot compromise with it. The mullahs are not simply a government gone wrong. They are not simply mistaken about a point of law or governance or policy. The mullahs are a cancer that threaten all that we care about in the international community. That cancer began in Tehran 35 years ago. It has consumed Lebanon and Hezbollah. It is consuming Syria as we speak. It has already engulfed Iraq. Here's the fundamental question for your generation. Is the future going to be any different than the past? What kind of government would fire rockets into refugee camps, the people of liberty? What kind of government would hang its own people by the hundreds, by the thousands, for speaking truth? What kind of government? The government of Iran. Sometimes there's nothing to say. There's just something to do. The government of Iran must be destroyed. I listened to the young speakers, and one described Iran as the land of her fathers. Another said it was his own home. I thought of my father, who left Italy as a young man, and he was as American as you can be. But as a young man, the destruction of Italian fascism was his cause. He still loved Italy. You may be French, you may be Canadian, but what runs through your veins is the blood of a proud people. You are an Iranian. Never forget it, and never stop defending it or being proud of it. Because I don't care how far you travel or where you go, the people who are in liberty are your brothers and sisters, and freeing Iran is your responsibility. It will follow you anywhere throughout all of your lives. People of liberty, your suffering is not over, but there's not a person here today who does not stand with you or will ever forget you. And we will not be fooled. We will not lose our purpose or our focus. You can have your elections in Iraq. Maliki can stuff his ballot boxes. He can kill his opponents. He can learn from the mullahs. And he may succeed. But history doesn't end next year or in our generation. As my colleagues have said, justice can be delayed. We can be frustrated. But as surely as the Iranian people will bring the mullahs to justice, as God is my witness, Maliki will see justice in a courtroom for what he did to the people of Ashraf and Liberty, for what he did to his own people. Stealing elections will get him nothing. Killing his opponents will do nothing. Maliki, you will meet justice. As God is my witness, you will meet justice. Thank you. And finally, my friends, To those young people with us again, in your lives, you will make decisions about family and careers. So many things face you that you need to decide, and you'll decide them soon. But there's one other decision that you should not forget. Find a reason to be alive. It's not just what you buy, what you save, or even who you choose to love. Martin Luther King said that a person who hasn't found something to die for hasn't found a reason to live. There are many causes in the world worth fighting for. Making the future different, ridding the world of this cancer, freeing the land of your fathers, that is a cause worthy of your lives. Thank you all very much.